The power of silence, a path to personal growth and fulfillment. In our modern world where constant communication and instant sharing have become a norm, the art of silence and selective speech has emerged as a powerful yet often overlooked tool for personal development and meaningful living. The wisdom contained in these 9 fundamental principles represents more than just guidelines for communication. They embody a comprehensive philosophy for navigating life's complexities with grace, purpose, and authenticity. At their core, these principles emphasize the transformative power of mindful speech, strategic silence, and focused action in achieving personal growth and maintaining emotional well-being. These interconnected concepts form a cohesive framework that addresses multiple dimensions of human experience, from personal development and social interactions to goal achievement and spiritual growth. The first principle, which encourages viewing challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles, sets the foundation for a proactive approach to life's difficulties. This perspective shift naturally leads to the second principle of protecting one's secrets, recognizing that not everything needs to be shared or exposed to external judgment. The subsequent emphasis on humility regarding achievements and discretion about future plans builds upon this foundation, creating a pattern of thoughtful restraint that serves both personal and professional development. The latter principles extend this philosophy into interpersonal relationships and self-awareness, advocating for constructive focus on personal improvement rather than judgment of others, while simultaneously emphasizing the importance of authentic actions over public recognition. The final principles concerning vulnerability management, dream cultivation, and solitude appreciation complete this comprehensive approach by addressing the deeper aspects of personal security, aspiration protection, and interconnection. Together, these principles create a holistic system that guides individuals toward more meaningful, purposeful lives through the conscious application of silence and selective communication. This integrated framework offers a counterbalance to the noise and superficiality of contemporary society, providing practical guidance for those seeking deeper fulfillment and genuine personal growth. By understanding and applying these principles collectively, individuals can navigate life's challenges with greater wisdom, maintain healthier relationships, and cultivate a more authentic sense of self-worth that isn't dependent on external validation or constant exposure. Number 1. Embracing challenges as opportunities for growth. Life's greatest lessons often emerge from its most challenging moments, and the ability to reframe these experiences as opportunities for growth marks a crucial distinction between those who merely survive and those who truly thrive. Rather than viewing obstacles as insurmountable barriers, successful individuals recognize them as essential stepping stones in their journey of personal development. When faced with adversity, the initial instinct might be to express frustration or seek sympathy, but true progress demands a different approach, one that prioritizes constructive action over emotional expression. This shift in perspective transforms challenges from mere difficulties into valuable learning experiences that contribute to character building and skill enhancement. Consider the story of Sarah, a young entrepreneur whose startup faced unexpected financial setbacks during its critical growth phase. Instead of publicly lamenting her situation or seeking comfort through venting, she chose to channel her energy into developing innovative cost-saving measures and exploring alternative revenue streams. Her silent determination not only preserved her company's momentum, but also fostered creative solutions that ultimately strengthened her business model. This example illustrates how focusing on action rather than complaint enables individuals to maintain control over their circumstances while simultaneously cultivating resilience and problem-solving abilities. The strength found in silence during challenging times extends beyond mere stoicism. It represents a conscious choice to harness one's energy for productive purposes rather than dissipating it through verbal expression. When we resist the urge to share our struggles too readily, we create space for introspection and strategic thinking. This period of quiet contemplation allows us to analyze situations objectively, identify root causes, and develop well-considered responses rather than reacting impulsively. Moreover, the discipline of maintaining composure under pressure demonstrates a level of emotional maturity that commands respect and inspires confidence in others. Self-control in the face of adversity serves as a powerful catalyst for personal transformation. Each challenge overcome through deliberate action rather than emotional outburst reinforces our capacity to handle future difficulties with greater poise and effectiveness. This cumulative effect creates a positive feedback loop where success breeds confidence, which in turn enhances our ability to tackle increasingly complex challenges. The resulting growth manifests not only in improved skills and knowledge, but also in enhanced emotional intelligence and leadership capabilities. Furthermore, the practice of transforming challenges into opportunities fosters a mindset of continuous improvement. Rather than viewing difficulties as interruptions to normal life, they become integral components of the learning process. This perspective shift encourages individuals to actively seek out challenges as opportunities for growth, knowing that each obstacle presents a chance to expand their capabilities and deepen their understanding. The energy once spent on complaining or seeking validation through sharing becomes redirected toward meaningful action and sustainable progress. The ultimate value of embracing challenges as growth opportunities lies in its ability to transform our relationship with adversity itself. When we view obstacles not as threats to our success, but as essential elements of our development, we gain the freedom to approach them with curiosity rather than fear. This fundamental shift in perspective empowers us to navigate life's inevitable difficulties with greater confidence and purpose, knowing that each challenge brings us closer to our full potential. Through this process, we discover that true strength emerges not from avoiding challenges, but from engaging with them thoughtfully and constructively. Number 2, guarding the sacred, the art of protecting your secrets. In an era where oversharing has become normalized through social media platforms and constant connectivity, the preservation of personal secrets stands as a crucial pillar of emotional intelligence and self-protection. Our deepest thoughts, vulnerabilities, and private experiences represent more than mere information. They constitute the sacred fabric of our individual identity. These intimate aspects of ourselves deserve protection not only from external judgment, but also from potential exploitation by those who might misuse our trust. The careful guarding of personal secrets serves as a vital mechanism for maintaining psychological safety and preserving one's authentic self in an increasingly transparent world. The decision to share personal information should never be taken lightly, as each revelation carries inherent risks that can profoundly impact one's emotional well-being and social standing. Consider the case of Michael, a corporate executive who confided his career aspirations to a seemingly supportive colleague, only to find his plans being used against him in subsequent office politics. This experience taught him the hard way that not all environments are safe spaces for vulnerability, and that discernment in sharing is crucial for professional survival. Similarly, Emily learned through painful experience that sharing deeply personal family matters with acquaintances led to unintended gossip circles that damaged her reputation and strained important relationships. The act of keeping secrets requires more than mere discretion. It demands a cultivated sense of self-control and emotional regulation. This practice begins with developing a clear understanding of what constitutes appropriate sharing boundaries. Some secrets, like personal health issues or family challenges, may benefit from selective sharing with trusted confidants who can provide genuine support. Others, particularly those related to professional ambitions or sensitive personal matters, might require absolute privacy until circumstances warrant disclosure. The key lies in distinguishing between helpful transparency and potentially harmful exposure, a skill that develops through experience and reflection. Particularly vulnerable are our emotional wounds and insecurities, which can become targets for manipulation if revealed carelessly. When we expose our weaknesses without proper consideration, we risk giving others leverage over our emotional state or decision-making processes. For instance, Alex's admission of his struggles with public speaking to a competitive work environment led to colleagues questioning his leadership capabilities, despite his otherwise strong performance record. Such experiences highlight the importance of protecting certain aspects of our personal narrative until we've established sufficient trust and context for sharing. The practice of maintaining confidentiality also plays a crucial role in building authentic relationships. Paradoxically, those who demonstrate the ability to keep secrets often earn greater trust and respect from others. This dynamic creates a virtuous cycle where responsible discretion enhances one's credibility and deepens meaningful connections. Furthermore, the discipline required to protect personal information strengthens one's character, fostering qualities such as integrity, reliability, and emotional maturity. These attributes become increasingly valuable as one navigates complex social and professional landscapes. Modern technology presents additional challenges to secret keeping, with digital footprints and permanent records complicating the traditional concept of confidentiality. The ease of capturing and disseminating information through smartphones and social media platforms necessitates heightened vigilance in protecting personal details. Simple precautions, such as limiting digital documentation of sensitive matters, using secure communication channels, and regularly reviewing online presence can significantly enhance one's ability to maintain necessary privacy. The digital age demands not only traditional discretion, but also technological awareness in safeguarding personal information. Ultimately, the protection of personal secrets represents more than just a defensive strategy. It embodies a commitment to self-respect and personal sovereignty. By carefully managing what we choose to reveal and to whom, we maintain control over our narrative and preserve our dignity. This practice of selective disclosure allows us to engage with the world on our own terms, sharing appropriately while protecting what matters most. In doing so, we cultivate a sense of inner strength that comes from knowing we are masters of our own story, capable of navigating life's complexities with both vulnerability and wisdom. Number 3. The quiet strength of humility, redefining success beyond recognition. In a world obsessed with external validation and social media metrics, true success finds its roots in the quiet strength of humility rather than the fleeting applause of public recognition. The modern obsession with likes, shares, and followers has created a culture where achievement is often measured by digital approval rather than substantive impact. Yet, the most enduring accomplishments stem from a deeper motivation, one that seeks intrinsic satisfaction rather than external affirmation. This distinction between performing for recognition and acting from genuine purpose forms the cornerstone of authentic success. Consider the remarkable career of Dr. Emily Chun, a pioneering cancer researcher whose groundbreaking discoveries remained largely unknown to the general public for nearly 2 decades. Working quietly in her laboratory, she resisted the temptation to publish preliminary findings or seek media attention, choosing instead to perfect her research methodology and ensure the validity of her results. When her work finally emerged from years of dedicated effort, it revolutionized treatment protocols worldwide. The absence of early recognition didn't diminish the significance of her contributions. Rather, it underscored the power of pursuing excellence for its own sake, independent of immediate acknowledgement. This approach to achievement reflects a fundamental truth about lasting impact. Actions speak louder than words, and genuine contributions resonate far beyond the reach of public praise. Those who prioritize substance over spectacle understand that true value emerges through consistent effort and meaningful results, not through carefully crafted narratives or strategic self-promotion. The engineer who spends weekends refining product designs, the teacher who develops innovative lesson plans after hours, the community organizer who builds networks without seeking credit. These individuals exemplify how quiet dedication creates ripples of positive change that often go unnoticed, but never unappreciated by those directly affected. The practice of letting actions speak for themselves carries significant psychological benefits as well. When we detach our sense of worth from external validation, we liberate ourselves from the exhausting pursuit of approval and the anxiety of maintaining appearances. This freedom allows us to focus wholeheartedly on the quality of our work and the sincerity of our intentions. Take Marcus, a software developer who consistently turned down promotional opportunities that would have placed him in the spotlight, preferring instead to mentor junior colleagues and improve back-end systems that users would never see. His modest approach not only earned him the genuine respect of his peers, but also provided him with profound personal satisfaction derived from knowing he was making a difference, regardless of public acknowledgement. Moreover, the absence of constant self-promotion creates space for deeper engagement with one's work and more authentic connections with others. When we stop measuring success through recognition metrics, we open ourselves to more meaningful interactions and collaborations. The artist who focuses on perfecting her craft rather than promoting her brand often attracts more loyal supporters who appreciate the genuine quality of her work. Likewise, the business leader who prioritizes team development over personal accolades typically builds stronger, more resilient organizations that outlast individual tenure. This approach to achievement doesn't imply complete withdrawal from visibility or recognition when appropriate. Rather, it emphasizes the importance of timing and authenticity in sharing successes. True accomplishment speaks for itself through its impact, and recognition naturally follows when it's deserved. The key lies in allowing success to emerge organically from genuine effort rather than forcing it through artificial means. This patience and confidence in the inherent value of one's work demonstrate a level of maturity and self-assurance that commands genuine respect. The most compelling argument for humble achievement lies in its sustainability. Success built on quiet dedication tends to endure because it's rooted in genuine passion and purpose rather than external incentives. Those who pursue excellence for its own sake often find their efforts multiplying in unexpected ways, creating legacies that extend far beyond their immediate sphere of influence. Their contributions become part of the collective progress of humanity, leaving indelible marks on fields of endeavor, even if their names remain relatively unknown. This form of success represents the highest expression of personal achievement, one that enriches both the individual and society without demanding constant acknowledgement. Number 4. Protecting your vision, the strategic value of silent goal pursuit. In the realm of personal and professional advancement, the premature sharing of ambitious goals often proves to be a double-edged sword, cutting short the very momentum it initially seems to generate. Research in behavioral psychology reveals that the act of vocalizing our aspirations can trigger a phenomenon known as social reality, where the brain mistakenly registers public declaration as equivalent to actual achievement. This neurological shortcut can lead to a dangerous decrease in motivation, as the initial burst of excitement from sharing replaces the sustained drive needed for real progress. Particularly in high-stakes environments, broadcasting one's plans invites unsolicited opinions, criticism, and interference that can derail carefully laid strategies before they gain traction. Consider the trajectory of tech entrepreneur David Park, who maintained absolute discretion about his AI startup's development for nearly 18 months. While friends and colleagues speculated about his activities, David methodically assembled his team, secured funding, and developed a minimum viable product without external pressure or distraction. When his company finally launched, it did so with a fully realized vision and robust infrastructure that competitors scrambling to catch up couldn't easily replicate. This calculated silence allowed David to maintain complete control over his development timeline and strategic direction, free from the influence of well-meaning but potentially detrimental advice. The dangers of premature sharing extend beyond mere distraction. They encompass the very real threat of having one's ideas co-opted or undermined by others. In competitive industries, revealing plans too early can invite imitation, sabotage, or even legal challenges that could have been avoided through strategic secrecy. Marketing executive Maria Gonzalez learned this lesson painfully when she casually mentioned her innovative campaign idea during a networking event. Within weeks, a rival agency launched a strikingly similar initiative, forcing Maria to either scrap her original concept or risk accusations of copying. The experience taught her the critical importance of protecting intellectual property and maintaining operational secrecy until execution becomes inevitable. Moreover, the act of keeping goals private creates a psychological advantage that amplifies focus and determination. When working silently toward objectives, individuals develop a heightened sense of ownership and responsibility for their progress. This internal accountability often proves more effective than external expectations in driving consistent effort. Professional athlete James Thompson attributes his Olympic success to his practice of keeping training milestones private, explaining that the absence of public scrutiny allowed him to experiment, fail, and adjust without fear of judgment or disappointment from others. This private space for growth enabled him to refine his techniques and build genuine confidence through demonstrated capability rather than anticipated expectation. The modern workplace presents unique challenges to maintaining goal secrecy, particularly in collaborative environments where transparency is often valued above discretion. However, successful professionals have learned to navigate this landscape by strategically compartmentalizing information. Project manager Rachel Kim employs what she calls progressive disclosure, sharing only the minimum necessary information at each stage of development while maintaining control over the broader vision. This approach allows her to gather essential feedback without compromising her overall strategy or inviting premature interference. The result is a carefully orchestrated path to achievement that maintains momentum while preserving strategic advantage. Perhaps most importantly, silent goal pursuit protects against the subtle but significant impact of social validation cycles. When we share our plans widely, we become susceptible to the expectations and timelines of others, which can distort our natural rhythm of progress. The pressure to meet externally imposed milestones or justify delays can lead to rushed decisions or compromise quality. By maintaining discretion, individuals preserve the flexibility to adapt their approach based on genuine learning and development rather than conforming to artificial deadlines set by observers. This autonomy allows for more organic growth and innovation, enabling projects to evolve according to their own logic rather than external pressures. The protective nature of silent goal pursuit extends to emotional resilience as well. Without the burden of public accountability, setbacks become private learning opportunities rather than public failures. This privacy allows for more honest assessment of challenges and more effective course correction without the added weight of public opinion. Furthermore, the joy of eventual success becomes more personally fulfilling when achieved through sustained, focused effort rather than through meeting external expectations. The satisfaction derived from privately overcoming obstacles and reaching milestones creates a deeper sense of achievement that isn't diluted by the need for constant validation. As the landscape of achievement becomes increasingly competitive and complex, the wisdom of protecting one's vision through strategic silence grows ever more relevant. Whether in entrepreneurship, artistic creation, scientific research, or personal development, maintaining discretion about future plans serves as both shield and catalyst, protecting nascent ideas from external interference while fostering the focused determination needed for genuine accomplishment. Those who master this art of silent pursuit position themselves not only for greater success, but also for deeper fulfillment in their chosen endeavors. Number 5, cultivating constructive focus, the transformative power of positive perception. In the intricate tapestry of human relationships, the tendency to engage in gossip and criticism represents one of the most pervasive yet destructive patterns of social interaction. This habit of focusing outward on others' perceived flaws not only wastes precious mental energy, but also creates a toxic atmosphere that stifles personal growth and genuine connection. The antidote to this destructive cycle lies in redirecting our attention inward, transforming judgmental impulses into opportunities for self-improvement and positive contribution. Rather than expending energy on evaluating others, Cultivating a practice of constructive self-reflection creates a powerful feedback loop that elevates both personal character and social dynamics. Consider the transformation of marketing director Samantha Lee, who once devoted countless hours to analyzing her colleagues' mistakes and shortcomings. Her breakthrough came when she began channeling this analytical energy into identifying areas for her own improvement. By implementing a daily practice of self-assessment and targeted skill development, she not only enhanced her professional capabilities, but also noticed a remarkable shift in her workplace relationships. Colleagues who once felt judged or threatened by her critiques now sought her counsel and collaboration, recognizing her genuine interest in mutual success rather than competitive superiority. This shift from external judgment to internal improvement requires more than simple willpower. It demands the development of specific habits and practices that facilitate positive redirection. One effective strategy involves converting observation into inspiration. When encountering behaviors or outcomes that trigger critical thoughts, successful individuals consciously ask themselves, "What can I learn from this situation?" Or "How can I apply this insight to my own development?" This reframing transforms potentially negative encounters into valuable learning opportunities. For instance, witnessing a colleague's public speaking mishap might prompt one to examine and strengthen their own presentation skills rather than dwelling on the observed failure. The establishment of a personal growth framework proves invaluable in this transformation. Creating structured systems for self-evaluation and improvement helps channel judgmental tendencies into productive action. Performance coach Marcus Johnson implemented a quarterly review process that systematically assessed his professional competencies, identified areas for enhancement, and established measurable goals for improvement. This formalized approach not only eliminated the impulse to critique others, but also accelerated his own development, leading to recognition as a top performer in his field. Building a positive social environment requires more than individual transformation. It demands intentional cultivation of constructive behaviors that inspire similar changes in others. The ripple effect of positive action often proves more influential than any amount of verbal persuasion. When we replace judgment with support, criticism with encouragement, and gossip with constructive dialogue, we create a cultural shift that promotes authentic connection and mutual growth. Human Resources Manager Priya Patel demonstrated this principle by establishing monthly peer mentoring sessions where team members could share challenges and solutions in a supportive setting, effectively transforming what had been a culture of back-channel criticism into one of collaborative improvement. The psychological benefits of this shift extend beyond improved relationships and professional success. Redirecting judgmental energy inward generates a profound sense of personal empowerment and clarity. Rather than feeling victimized by others' shortcomings or frustrated by organizational imperfections, individuals who focus on self-improvement experience increased agency and purpose. This internal locus of control fosters resilience against external negativity while simultaneously enhancing one's ability to influence positive change in their environment. The satisfaction derived from genuine self-progress proves far more fulfilling than the temporary gratification of criticism or gossip. Technology and social media platforms present unique challenges to maintaining this constructive focus, requiring additional strategies for managing digital interactions. Implementing strict boundaries around social media consumption, practicing mindful scrolling, and deliberately engaging only with content that inspires positive action can help prevent the spread of judgmental thinking. Digital strategist Alex Chen successfully transformed his online presence from participation in industry gossip circles to becoming a source of constructive insights and practical advice, demonstrating how digital spaces can be repurposed for positive influence. Ultimately, the practice of replacing judgment with self-improvement represents more than a behavioral change. It signifies a fundamental shift in how we engage with the world and contribute to collective progress. By focusing our energy on personal growth and positive action, we not only enhance our own capabilities, but also create a more supportive and productive environment for those around us. This dual impact generates a virtuous cycle where individual improvement fuels organizational success, which in turn provides greater opportunities for personal development. The result is a more authentic, meaningful existence characterized by genuine connection, continuous learning, and shared achievement. Number 6, authentic compassion, the unseen power of genuine goodness. In a world increasingly driven by performative activism and social media virtue signaling, the true essence of compassionate action lies in its silent authenticity rather than its public recognition. Genuine acts of kindness, when performed without expectation of acknowledgement or reward, possess a transformative power that transcends visible impact. This distinction between authentic compassion and performative generosity represents a crucial divide in understanding the nature of meaningful contribution to society. The most impactful deeds often occur in the shadows of public awareness, their value measured not in likes or shares, but in the quiet improvement of human conditions. Consider the story of Dr. Emily Carter, a pediatrician who spent 3 decades volunteering at a free clinic every Thursday evening. Unlike many of her colleagues who sought recognition through hospital-sponsored charity events, Dr. Carter maintained absolute discretion about her volunteer work. She refused interviews, declined awards, and even asked patients not to mention her involvement outside their immediate circle. Her motivation stemmed purely from the satisfaction of helping children receive necessary medical care, unaffected by external validation. Over time, her steady presence created a ripple effect of genuine care that extended far beyond the walls of the clinic, inspiring other medical professionals to contribute their time and expertise anonymously. This approach to compassionate action reflects a deeper understanding of human connection and service. When we remove the element of performance from our good deeds, we create space for pure intention to guide our actions. The satisfaction derived from anonymous generosity stems from knowing that our contributions serve a higher purpose rather than our ego. Environmental activist Mark Thompson discovered this truth when he shifted from organizing high-profile cleanup events to quietly funding and supporting grassroots initiatives across rural communities. Though his name never appeared in press releases or donor lists, the tangible environmental improvements he helped achieve became evident in cleaner waterways and restored habitats. The psychological impact of authentic compassion extends beyond the immediate beneficiaries to profoundly affect the giver as well. Research in positive psychology reveals that anonymous acts of kindness generate a unique form of fulfillment that differs significantly from recognized generosity. When we perform good deeds without expectation of acknowledgement, our brains release oxytocin and endorphins that create genuine feelings of happiness and connection. Social worker Jessica Martinez experienced this phenomenon firsthand when she began delivering groceries to elderly neighbors during winter storms, never mentioning her efforts to anyone. The quiet satisfaction she felt watching recipients' faces light up with surprise and gratitude proved far more rewarding than any public commendation could have been. Moreover, authentic compassion often manifests in small, consistent actions that accumulate into significant impact over time. The janitor who stays late to ensure classrooms are perfectly clean for special needs students, the neighbor who shovels snow from multiple driveways without being asked, the office worker who discreetly covers colleagues' lunch tabs. These unseen acts of kindness create a web of genuine support that strengthens communities from within. Their effectiveness lies precisely in their invisibility, as recipients experience pure gratitude without the complication of obligation or reciprocity. The corporate world provides another compelling illustration of this principle. Companies that implement genuine social responsibility programs without fanfare often achieve more meaningful impact than those pursuing publicity-driven initiatives. Tech firm Innovatech demonstrated this through their quiet program of providing coding education to underprivileged youth, conducted entirely without media coverage or branding. The program's success, measured by participants' career advancements and community impact, spoke volumes about the power of sincere commitment to social good over performative philanthropy. The practice of authentic compassion also protects against the pitfalls of performative generosity, including burnout and resentment. When our good deeds become tied to external validation, we risk developing dependency on recognition for motivation. Anonymous contributors, freed from this expectation, maintain their efforts based on intrinsic satisfaction alone. This sustainable approach to kindness ensures that actions remain genuine and voluntary, rather than becoming obligations driven by social pressure or institutional requirements. Digital platforms present both challenges and opportunities for maintaining authentic compassion in the modern age. While social media can encourage performative behavior, it also offers avenues for anonymous contribution that were previously unavailable. Crowdfunding platforms with anonymous donation options, encrypted messaging apps facilitating discrete support networks, and blockchain technologies enabling untraceable charitable contributions have expanded the possibilities for genuine kindness in the digital realm. These tools empower individuals to make meaningful contributions while preserving the purity of their intentions. Ultimately, the true measure of compassionate action lies in its ability to create lasting change without seeking credit or acknowledgement. Authentic goodness, like deep-rooted tree roots, works silently beneath the surface to nourish entire ecosystems of human connection and support. Those who embrace this approach discover that the most rewarding aspect of kindness isn't the applause it might generate, but the profound sense of purpose and connection it fosters. In a world hungry for genuine human connection, the quiet power of authentic compassion emerges as a beacon of hope and transformation, reminding us that the most meaningful contributions often speak loudest through their silence. Number 7. Preserving vulnerability. The strategic management of personal weaknesses. In the complex landscape of personal and professional development, the strategic management of one's vulnerabilities represents a crucial aspect of maintaining psychological security and fostering genuine growth. The indiscriminate exposure of personal weaknesses creates openings for exploitation, misunderstanding, and potential harm, while thoughtful concealment allows for controlled development and authentic strengthening. Successful individuals understand that vulnerability, while essential for human connection, must be managed with the same care and discretion as any other valuable resource, balancing the need for growth with the necessity of protection. Consider the approach of financial analyst Rebecca Thompson, who recognized her difficulty with public presentations as a significant professional limitation. Rather than openly discussing this weakness with colleagues, which could have undermined her credibility in team meetings and client presentations, she implemented a private strategy for improvement. Through confidential coaching sessions, recorded practice presentations, and gradual exposure in low-stakes settings, she systematically addressed her challenge without compromising her professional standing. This calculated approach not only preserved her authority, but also demonstrated her capability for self-improvement without public vulnerability. The management of personal weaknesses requires a sophisticated understanding of context and audience. Certain vulnerabilities can be safely shared with trusted mentors or close colleagues who can provide constructive support, while others demand absolute discretion until adequately addressed. Software developer Michael Chun learned this distinction through experience, choosing to discuss his project management challenges only with his direct supervisor while working privately on technical skill enhancements. This selective disclosure allowed him to receive necessary guidance in one area while independently strengthening another, maintaining professional integrity throughout the process. Strategic silence about vulnerabilities serves multiple protective functions in professional environments. First, it prevents the creation of fixed perceptions that can limit opportunities for growth and advancement. When colleagues perceive a particular weakness as a defining characteristic, it becomes increasingly difficult to demonstrate improvement or evolution. Second, maintaining discretion about areas of development protects against potential manipulation or exploitation by competitors or political adversaries within organizations. Human Resources Director Sarah Martinez witnessed numerous cases where prematurely disclosed weaknesses became weapons in office politics, underscoring the importance of controlled vulnerability management. The practice of concealing weaknesses while working on their resolution also fosters a unique form of psychological resilience. When we protect our vulnerabilities from public scrutiny, we create space for genuine progress without the pressure of external judgment or expectation. This protected environment allows for experimentation, failure, and iterative improvement, essential components of meaningful growth. Marketing executive David Park implemented what he called stealth development strategies, systematically addressing identified weaknesses through private training and practice before gradually introducing new capabilities in controlled professional settings. This approach not only enhanced his skills, but also built confidence through demonstrated improvement rather than declared intention. Modern organizational culture often emphasizes the value of vulnerability and transparency, but these concepts must be applied judiciously rather than universally. The key lies in distinguishing between productive vulnerability, the kind that facilitates genuine connection and growth, and potentially damaging exposure. Executive coach Emily Rodriguez developed a framework for assessing vulnerability disclosures, considering factors such as relationship depth, context appropriateness, and potential impact before recommending any degree of openness. This structured approach helps professionals navigate the complex terrain of vulnerability management with greater confidence and effectiveness. The strategic management of weaknesses also involves recognizing their evolutionary nature. As we address certain limitations, new challenges inevitably emerge, requiring ongoing assessment and adjustment of our disclosure strategies. Technology consultant Alex Thompson maintained a dynamic vulnerability management plan that evolved alongside his professional development, always ensuring that his current areas of focus remain protected while celebrating resolved weaknesses through demonstrated capability rather than verbal declaration. This adaptive approach kept his professional image strong while facilitating continuous improvement. In competitive environments, the protection of vulnerabilities becomes particularly crucial. Industries characterized by rapid change and intense competition demand especially careful management of personal limitations. Investment banker Marcus Lee implemented a controlled vulnerability strategy, carefully timing the disclosure of developing strengths to align with proven competence, effectively managing perceptions while progressively expanding his areas of expertise. This strategic approach not only preserved his professional standing, but also enhanced his reputation for steady growth and reliable performance. Ultimately, the art of managing vulnerabilities represents more than defensive positioning. It embodies a sophisticated understanding of personal development dynamics. By protecting areas of weakness while working on their resolution, individuals create optimal conditions for genuine improvement and professional advancement. This balanced approach allows for authentic growth without compromising integrity or creating unnecessary exposure. The result is a more resilient, adaptable professional presence that combines the wisdom of strategic concealment with the courage of incremental vulnerability, enabling sustained development and meaningful contribution in increasingly complex professional landscapes. Number 8. Nurturing dreams in silence. The power of protected aspiration. The journey toward realizing one's dreams often resembles the delicate process of cultivating a rare orchid, requiring careful protection from harsh elements while allowing natural growth to unfold. In an era dominated by instant sharing and constant validation seeking, the practice of nurturing aspirations in silence emerges as a revolutionary approach to achieving meaningful success. This intentional seclusion of dreams from external scrutiny creates a sanctuary where ideas can germinate, take root, and flourish without the distortion of premature judgment or the pressure of public expectation. Consider the remarkable story of artist Sofia Martinez, who spent 7 years developing her signature abstract style in complete privacy. Working in a converted warehouse studio with no windows to the outside world, she meticulously explored color palettes, brush techniques, and compositional arrangements without seeking external validation. When she finally held her debut exhibition, critics were astonished by the maturity and coherence of her work, attributing it to years of public refinement. Only Sophia knew that her masterpieces had evolved in protected isolation, shielded from the potentially crippling effects of early criticism or misguided praise. This approach to dream cultivation recognizes that great achievements require incubation periods free from external interference. During these crucial developmental phases, ideas need space to mutate, combine, and evolve without the constraints of conventional wisdom or popular opinion. Entrepreneurial visionary David Chun understood this principle when he developed his revolutionary biotech concept. For nearly 3 years, he maintained absolute discretion about his project, even turning down lucrative investment offers that would have required premature disclosure. This patient silence allowed him to refine his technology through hundreds of iterations, ultimately resulting in a breakthrough that skeptics later claimed was impossible to achieve. The protective power of silence extends beyond mere avoidance of criticism. It creates a psychological environment conducive to genuine innovation and risk-taking. When we shield our dreams from external judgment, we grant ourselves permission to explore unconventional paths, make necessary mistakes, and pursue ambitious goals without fear of ridicule or failure. Architectural designer Emily Wong discovered this truth when she secretly pursued her vision of sustainable urban housing solutions. Free from the constraints of industry norms and investor expectations, she experimented with radical design concepts that eventually transformed urban planning approaches worldwide. Modern neuroscience supports this approach, revealing that the brain's creative centers operate most effectively in states of psychological safety. When we protect our aspirations from external judgment, we activate neural pathways associated with exploration and discovery, while suppressing those linked to social anxiety and conformity. Composer Michael Taylor experienced this phenomenon during the 5-year period he spent writing his symphony in complete seclusion. Without the pressure of public anticipation or critical evaluation, his creative process flowed freely, resulting in a masterpiece that critics later described as unconstrained genius. The practice of silent aspiration cultivation also guards against the subtle but significant impact of social validation cycles. Premature sharing of dreams often triggers a feedback loop where external opinions begin shaping the vision itself, potentially distorting its original purpose and authenticity. Environmental scientist Rachel Park maintained absolute discretion about her climate restoration project for nearly a decade, allowing her vision to evolve organically without the influence of trendy environmental movements or funding priorities. This disciplined approach resulted in a comprehensive solution that addressed root causes rather than symptoms, proving more effective than contemporaneous initiatives shaped by public opinion and political pressures. Technology has introduced new dimensions to the practice of silent dream cultivation, offering tools for private documentation and secure idea development, while presenting challenges of digital exposure. Innovators like software developer James Lee have mastered the art of leveraging digital resources while maintaining aspirational privacy. Using encrypted cloud storage for project documentation and private servers for prototype development, he created a virtual sanctuary for his artificial intelligence venture, allowing him to benefit from modern technology without compromising his vision's protection. The duration of silent incubation varies for each dream, depending on its complexity and the individual's capacity for independent development. However, successful dream cultivators share common practices that enhance the effectiveness of their silent periods. Regular private reflection, systematic documentation of progress, and carefully timed evaluations help maintain momentum while preventing stagnation. Business strategist Sarah Chun implemented what she calls development checkpoints, periodic assessments conducted in complete privacy that allowed her to track progress without external influence, ensuring her fintech innovation evolved according to its own logic rather than market pressures. Ultimately, the practice of nurturing dreams in silence represents more than strategic protection. It embodies a profound understanding of the creative process itself. By creating protected spaces for ideas to develop naturally, individuals honor the organic evolution of innovation while shielding it from forces that might stunt its growth. This approach acknowledges that true breakthroughs often emerge from sustained, focused effort rather than immediate recognition, and that the most meaningful achievements frequently require extended gestation periods free from external interference. Those who master the art of silent dream cultivation position themselves not only for greater success, but also for deeper fulfillment, knowing that their accomplishments reflect authentic vision rather than compromise. Number 9. The gift of solitude. Embracing solitary reflection for inner connection. In a hyper-connected world where constant interaction has become the default mode of existence, the deliberate practice of solitude emerges as a vital pathway to genuine self-discovery and emotional resilience. Contrary to popular misconceptions that equate being alone with loneliness, purposeful solitude represents a profound opportunity for deepening one's relationship with oneself. This intentional withdrawal from external stimuli creates a sacred space where authentic connection with one's inner world becomes possible, fostering spiritual growth and psychological strength that cannot be cultivated through social interaction alone. Consider the transformative journey of mindfulness practitioner David Martinez, who incorporated daily solitude sessions into his routine despite initial resistance from colleagues who viewed his practice as antisocial. Through these dedicated periods of quiet reflection, he discovered layers of self-awareness that fundamentally altered his approach to leadership and decision-making. The solitude allowed him to confront previously buried fears and anxieties, transforming them from sources of stress into catalysts for personal growth. His enhanced emotional intelligence subsequently translated into more effective team management and strategic planning, demonstrating how solitary reflection can paradoxically enhance social capabilities. The practice of solitude serves as a powerful mirror, reflecting both our strengths and vulnerabilities with unflinching clarity. During these quiet moments, we encounter our authentic selves without the masks we often wear in social settings. Writer Emily Chun describes her daily solitude sessions as conversations with my soul, where she confronts uncomfortable truths, acknowledges hidden desires, and celebrates genuine achievements without external validation. This regular communion with her inner world has produced not only more authentic writing, but also a deeper sense of personal fulfillment that remains unaffected by fluctuating book sales or critical reviews. Modern neuroscience supports the transformative power of solitude, revealing that periods of quiet reflection stimulate neuroplasticity and enhance cognitive function. Brain imaging studies show that solitary contemplation activates regions associated with creativity, problem-solving, and emotional regulation. Artist Marcus Thompson discovered this phenomenon during his year-long retreat in a remote mountain cabin, where the absence of external distractions allowed his imagination to flourish unprecedentedly. The artworks created during this period of solitude demonstrated a level of depth and originality that surpassed his previous work, attracting international acclaim and establishing him as a visionary in his field. The protective nature of solitude extends beyond personal growth to include the preservation of one's authentic voice and creative vision. In professional environments where groupthink and consensus often prevail, maintaining private spaces for solitary reflection becomes crucial for maintaining individuality and innovation. Scientist Rachel Park credits her groundbreaking discoveries in renewable energy to her disciplined practice of solitary analysis, where she could examine data and theories without the influence of prevailing scientific dogma. This protected space for independent thinking enabled her to challenge established paradigms and propose revolutionary solutions that might have been dismissed in more conventional settings. Creating effective solitude practices requires more than simply withdrawing from social interaction. It demands intentional structuring of quiet time to maximize its benefits. Meditation teacher Sarah Lee recommends establishing sanctuary rituals that combine physical space preparation with mental readiness exercises. These might include dimming lights, playing soft instrumental music, or engaging in gentle stretching before settling into reflective silence. Such deliberate preparations signal to the mind that it's entering a sacred space for inner exploration, enhancing the quality and depth of solitude experiences. The integration of solitude into daily life need not involve dramatic lifestyle changes or extended retreats. Small, consistent practices can yield significant benefits when approached with intention and respect. Entrepreneur David Kim discovered this through his silent hour ritual, where he disconnects from all devices and engages in quiet reflection each morning. This brief period of solitude has proven invaluable for clarifying priorities, generating creative solutions, and maintaining emotional balance throughout his demanding workday. The practice has become so essential to his success that he now incorporates similar quiet periods into his company's operations, observing how employees' productivity and creativity increase when given protected space for solitary reflection. Solitude also serves as a powerful antidote to the overwhelming noise of modern life, providing necessary respite from constant stimulation and information overload. Psychologist Emily Wong emphasizes the importance of digital detox solitude, where individuals intentionally disconnect from electronic devices to reconnect with their inner world. Her research shows that such practices reduce stress levels, improve concentration, and enhance emotional resilience. Participants in her studies report experiencing deeper self-awareness and greater appreciation for simple pleasures after incorporating regular digital-free solitude into their routines. The creative benefits of solitude manifest across various disciplines, from artistic expression to scientific innovation. Composer Michael Chun attributes his most acclaimed symphonies to periods of intense solitary immersion, where uninterrupted focus allowed him to explore complex musical structures and emotional depths. Similarly, writer Sarah Martinez